Another lesson. So, we'll talk about control and our own conclusions. Let's start with the conclusions. So, before I left my role as director of marketing at an agency I'd been with for going on 4 years, did a blog about it in another video, right? Check it out if you haven't seen it already. But before I left, I talk about how my wife and I were guided that we would line up finances before leaving. Like we checked in and gotten yes. Revenue would be lined up before leaving to replace our income. So the day we got to go ahead and leave, or I got that to go ahead and leave and resign from my job. Oh, and by the way, the day before that, also in that evening, let's just call it a request was made of me from our COO that I just totally thought didn't make any kind of sense at all. That was a catalyst in bringing this question to the forefront. Like, should I stay here? That really made me ask that question the next day, and because it was just being demanded of me, and so it was perfect. It was a perfect catalyst, but that wasn't the reason. The real reason was it was time for me to take my value and follow the vision that I had, right? And bring things to fruition I'm creating now. So back to the point. So my wife was talking about when we first got that guidance of, or we checked in and got a yes, we would leave when the funds, we had the replacement income to replace what I was getting from my old job. We were cool with that, and that was the plan. We interpreted that as money would be coming in and we could leave. So the day I got to leave, we're like, wait a minute, seems like a change in plan. Where's that money? And what I learned to understand is the two weren't mutually exclusive. Me leaving that day didn't exclude the possibility that the money was already lined up for us to leave. Since I've left, it's been 3 weeks now. Going on 4, actually. Actually, it's been 4 weeks. And everything, all our bills have been taken care of. Resources have been provided to help us do what we need to do. We've gotten health insurance from a family, all those different things. We were able to accomplish what we need to. So that has not, the guidance we got has not failed. But I just was asking, okay, so did that mean that we would be certain of how all the money would come up? The answer to that is no. It meant we are taken care of. That income, everything we need is already lined up. And it was lined up before I left. So that's all good. Now, I'll give you another example. I was checking in on whether I should use this electric guitar and put it on eBay or use it for a fundraising campaign. And long story short, I was getting yes on both. And each time I get a yes, I think that meant no on the other. But then it suddenly dawned on me, wait a minute. Could either one of them be good to do? Got a yeah on that. So really, didn't matter which one I did. That wasn't going to determine my good. I could choose either one, right? So a lot of times we interpret things and draw out in this interpretation and conclusion that might not necessarily be accurate, but it's from what we can comprehend in our level of consciousness that we're seeing it a certain way. But if we ask a little deeper and refine the questions, the possibilities expand and we understand, oh, this means, yes, it's a possibility. And yes, that's okay too. And either way, I'll be fine, or, what have you. So, I'm saying that for somebody who needs it. Those conclusions, let those go. Just trust. Now, that leads to control. Control is, my wife and I are talking about planning and how, like, we like to plan things to minimize risk and keep some control. Keep ourselves in control of our day or of our time, or, how things are gonna work out when we do a speech. Let's plan that out so we know what to cover and what to say, or what have you. We like to plan that way. We can do that, but what we can't do is control what's gonna happen when we go to doing. So we plan something out and then we go to do that. So I plan what time I'm going to get up, take the kids to go to school. And then when I get up to do that, it's a snow day. Well, my plan has gone by the wayside. I've got to be able to go with the flow and accept what I can't control, right? It's not going with the plan. It's not going as planned. But when that happens, can you release control and trust and know that all is good and that life has your best in mind? Now, think of the examples in your life where, like this for us, we had planned to have certain replacement income in place. But the plan that we had interpreted and thought wasn't exactly right. So when we went to do and I got to leave the job, suddenly that old interpretation and plan we had wasn't possible anymore. It's like a snow day. Can't go that direction. We got a detour. Traffic jam here. Can't go that way. Go this way instead. Can you follow and accept that without being frustrated and know that everything is in divine order? That everything is happening for your good in this very moment. No matter how it shows up. That's a challenging thing to do when you've been conditioned to react. When you've been conditioned to give up your power to circumstance. But life is teaching us we are divinely loved, and no matter what's happening on the outside, we have control of the inside. We have control over the inside. Take your power back. Let go of the things that separate you from that bliss that's your birthright, that peace that's your birthright. You didn't come here to suffer. You came to feel peace, to feel joy, to feel love, to feel the divine bliss, the divine security of being a child of the divine, an extension of Source, a creation of God. That's pretty powerful, right? Peace.